If expression equals reality, why can I identify as a woman and not a lizard?
That's a stupid comparison if you're not listening.
Why is it stupid? If I think I'm a lizard and I express myself as a lizard, why is it that I can be a lizard, or I can be a woman and not a lizard?
Gender. If you want to talk about gender, then talk about
Why
gender.
is gender different than species? What's the fundamental difference between identifying as a woman and identifying as a lizard?
You need to go to a biology class.
What? No. Well, this isn't about biology. You just said that. I'm talking about...
biology.
But you just said we're not talking about sex, we're talking about gender, which is expression, and you said that expression is reality. So my question for you is, what is the fundamental difference between identifying as a woman and identifying as a lizard?
Why are you keep on this lizard point? Can you go anywhere away from...
Can you tell me what the fundamental difference between the two is?
Lizards have nothing to do with gender.
But if I think I'm a lizard and expression is reality, which you just said...
Gender expression, not just...
Why is gender different than species expression? What's the fundamental difference?
Species are made up of genders.
What's your point?
Species itself are not.
So what is the fundamental difference between me expressing myself as a lizard and me expressing myself as a woman that makes one true and not the other? I don't think that men can be women. That's my only position here.
Trans women are not men, though.
They are. What is the definition of a woman?
I'm not going to engage with you.
Right, because you can't. Your entire
I'm not gonna
worldview will fall
I'm
apart.
running to class where I'm actually...
A woman is an
engaging with
adult female human being.
Fuck off, man.
Okay, very mature. No, I don't. Oh, yeah, I can. Yes, I can.
You cannot. It's illegal.
No, it's not illegal. You have no reasonable expectation of privacy in a public space.
You cannot do that, sir. You
Absolutely,
cannot
I
do that.
can. Don't touch my camera.
Don't film my shit.
Do not touch my
Stop
camera.
it. Please,
Don't
sir,
touch my
stop.
camera. Don't touch my stuff.
Don't film us.
Don't touch my stuff.
You're not allowed to film us.
Don't touch my stuff.
Then don't film us, okay?
You're committing a crime. You have no reasonable
I'm not
expectation of
doing
privacy in public property.
anything.
What's that?
Yeah, we can call the security.
Call security, I dare you.
You can't do this to us. You don't even know if there's minors over there. Stop filming. Stop it.
You have no reasonable expectation of privacy in a public space.
You have no reasonable reason to film us. Why are you filming us?
I can film whatever I want in public property.
But why are you filming us?
Because you just hijacked one of the people that was talking to me, and so I was just filming what you guys were doing.
But you're doing this to make money. It was my opinion.
It's my job. I'm doing this for content so people can watch the conversations at home, but you don't have a right to touch my stuff.
I'm not touching it.
It's the second time you've done this today.
Well, please don't film us.
According to what I just Googled, Washington, you need to get two-party consent in order to film people.
You do not need permission to film on public property. Two-party consent is for private settings. No, you don't. Two-party consent is for private settings. You have no reasonable expectation of public property, or sorry, privacy on public property. I dare you to try something. Call security on me right now. I dare you.
We'll do it.
All right, so they have allegedly called security. So I've set my camera up to a place where they'll be seen when they come, if they come, and we'll deal with it when it gets here. They said that they're calling security because I was filming them doing their arts and crafts across the thing over here. We'll show. They're mooching my guests here, and they said that for that reason they're gonna call security. So we'll see. So I'm just curious. Did you guys report me?
We don't need to say anything to you.
And how did that go for you?
It's good.
It went good?
Yeah.
Where are they? I'm looking for them because I've got something to tell them too.
You just need to deal with the consequences of your actions.
I'll be waiting.
Okay.
I've got a special somebody on camera grabbing my camera and tearing my sign. So I can't wait. I await their arrival.
What is up with these people that always fit in the description that I always talk about? They always have that certain look and they believe in absolute nonsense. You for some reason believe that you can change your gender and gender has nothing to do with sex, and then when he brings up a very valid concern that, hey, what if it's the case that I want to change my species, you then say it's not the same thing. Why don't you use the same brain you use to conclude that people can just be wherever it is they want based on how they feel, and then apply that to, you know, species as he was trying to relate to you? It's really not that hard to understand, but of course when social media hasn't told them the next thing that they can believe in, they just look stupid. And of course it's also the case that they don't know the law. They think he's not allowed to record them without their consent, which would just be pure stupidity, especially when they're on a public campus. Even I know this, and I'm not even American and I don't live in America, but of course stupid people doing stupid things.
We live in dark times, which is why I'm here to remind you to stop wearing black, start wearing colour, yell at people on the street when they're being rude to people, respect people's pronouns, stand up for people, and wear a heel while doing it. Thank you very much.
Oh, I wish that scary-looking clown at the end of my bed would go away.
Yeah, because women are physically inferior, and that's the truth.
Physically inferior?
Inferior, yes.
So you're telling me that you could beat a woman's ass?
Yeah. Yeah, I could. I mean, I never would, but yeah.
Like, nah, bitch, I'm cool.
Like what?
So,
like what?
Oh, well, women want equality, right, all the time. Oh, we want to be able to do everything that men can do, but why is it that all the hard manual labor jobs are dominated by men? Why is it that men control all the infrastructure points, right? Why is it that men are the garbage collectors, men are the electricians, men are the power linesmen, men are the plumbers, men are the ones that literally keep society going so that you can enjoy the first world conveniences you do. So the reality is that men make the world go around, and we civilize it to the point where you guys forgot that men really run shit, and we give you the opportunities that you have. So for you to sit there and be able to say something as ridiculous as, can you even beat me up, and you're questioning it, that goes to show how naive you are about the propensity of men to actually conduct violence. That's how civilized we are, which is obviously awesome because you're completely unaware of the savagery that men can, you know, put on a society.
Oh, I'm aware.
And
because
you're not,
because
you wouldn't have said something so ridiculous if you were.
I'm aware, trust.
I don't even know why she's surprised at the fact that, yeah, men are generally stronger than women. What is so confusing? This is a college student supposedly getting higher education, and she's shocked at the fact that men are stronger than women. She can vote.
I'm a woman. I don't exactly present myself in a masculine way. I'm not exactly, this isn't a drag act or anything. This is who I am. Yeah. I don't do it for the lull of it. I do it because I hate being perceived as a man.
Sure. So how do you make sure that you are a woman and you're not perceived as a man? What makes you the woman that you identify as?
Just in the way I present myself. I began my transition in 2021.
Okay.
And I've been presented female ever then, so it was a change in styles mainly. I grew my hair out and things like that.
So does it come to the clothing and style of hair at the end of the day?
That's not all of what makes a woman. A woman can be anything. Sure. There are so many different ways you can present yourself, but I don't see how I particularly am portraying myself as a man to the people who may believe in systemic binaries.
So for you, you're doing as much as you can to present yourself as a woman and be a woman, so therefore you are a woman.
Because that makes me feel happy.
I don't get this whole thing of trying to present as a woman, but then say it's all based on feelings, but then they also want to try and look like what a woman looks like, but then say it's only feelings that matters. Yes, I don't know why I'm trying to rationalize stupid people's thoughts, but I'm really trying to rationalize it because it doesn't make any sense.
What was that about?
White people are inferior.
White people are inferior?
I did that because I wanted to call the police. You
throw food at my girlfriend who's white because white people are inferior?
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say to you. Call the police, that's fine. Are you going to keep following me?
Yeah, I'm going to keep following you.
And what are you going to do?
We'll find out where you work. Yeah, will. It's going to go viral.
She's apparently oppressed.
Yeah. Can you give your GPA to her because she's a woman of color, please?
Oh, well, you want me to give you a... Well, I mean, I can.
Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah, sure.
You'd be cool with that?
Yeah,
so,
I'm fine. Wait, you mean...
I want you...
Like, tell her or, like, give it to her?
By force.
Like, we're swapping it.
Let me tell you what I'm going to do. By force, white man.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to take your GPA. I'm going to give it to a woman of color.
Okay.
You're cool with that?
I mean, yeah, I can just work back up. Like,
there's no working back up.
I can pull myself up by my bootstraps.
No, there's no working back up.
What do you mean you can't work back up? That's the whole point of conservatism, isn't it?
I'm going to keep on taking it from you because that's equity. And you're cool with that.
What? But that's not
This is equity in practice.
Equity isn't taken. Equity is applying the equal standard.
If you give, how do you get? You must take and then you give.
Wait, what do you mean?
That which is given must first be taken.
Well, what's being taken?
Well, in this case, grades from you to grades to her.
The thing about these people, it's all virtue signaling. They just want everyone else to do their bidding for them. But when it comes to them actually doing what they advocate for, all of a sudden they don't want to do it and they see the stupidity of their ideologies. And of course, someone like this would wear a mask, you know, to cover his identity because people like this are cowards.
I'm going to keep using the spaces that I've always used. And like, I'm I'm perceived as female in the street. I'm greeted with Miss, Madame, Mademoiselle, and like I'm using the spaces that I am perceived as. Like I'm perceived as a woman. I'm going to use the female changing room. I'm going to use a female toilet. That doesn't mean I'm not scared in those spaces, because like, what if someone has an issue with me being tall or a bit too clocky? And it's just like, yeah, there is obviously like that fear, and that ties a lot of people, a lot of trans people, to their homes, because there is already a fear of using toilets in the public.
Yeah, we get it. You're a creep that wants to be in spaces with women because, you know, you feel like you're a woman. We get it.
Can we ask the Zodiac signs real quick?
Oh my God, no, bro.
Please?
No, bro. That shit does not matter. It is not true,
guess.
bro.
I like when people guess.
Yes, okay.
How do y'all feel when girls be saying that though?
I feel like a lot of the shit that you say is gonna be fucking valid. That's exactly what because it's like this. If you wanted to guess my sign and I told you, you say, "Oh, I think you're a Cancer," and I'd be like, "No, I'm a Taurus."
Are you?
Yes, I'm a Taurus. Do I act like a Taurus?
You do.
I do?
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking Taurus.
Yeah, zodiac signs have always been stupid to me, and this video just further proved it.
I'm a cis woman, and I'm disgusted with the amount of politicians who are jumping on this relentless war against trans people. I want to be really, really clear. Men do not need to disguise themselves as women to abuse us. They already
some men
do that. They already do that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna speak from experience here, okay? Because there is this constant myth that men are disguising themselves as women, and that trans women are actually men trying to access women's spaces to attack them or to harm them or to abuse them. That is not the case. Trans women are women. Men already get a free pass in our country to harm us. It's near impossible to get justice as a woman when you face sexual violence or abuse. And I'm going to speak from experience. You know, I've been groped in broad daylight and had there was no follow-up. The police decided not to prosecute. I was assaulted in my own home by a man. I've been assaulted in clubs by men. When I was at school, I was followed and catcalled as a teenager walking home from school. These are all things that cis women experience all the time. Men do not need to disguise themselves to do that. They already feel entitled to do that, and there is no justice for us.
The fact that you're this stupid that you don't think you allowing men to be able to go into women's spaces would not make men who are very crazy think to themselves, now we can just make up things and say I am a man, because people say as long as you feel it, or as long as you just say, because they don't even know what your feelings are, you are now a woman. So you've now given deranged men the opportunity to just claim that they're a woman, enter your spaces, and you don't think they would do that. Yet you think men are so evil, you don't think they're evil enough to disguise themselves to go into your spaces. Yeah, these people are stupid, and the fact that you call women cis women further proves your stupidity.
We don't articulate as Black women our pain, because it's almost like nobody ever gave us permission to do that.
And does anyone care?
Yeah, there's
Will
that.
they care?
If
we
knew,
I think we would care. If we knew.
Mm-hmm.
If we knew.
Or, yeah, and we have to ask ourselves, the men in our lives is, why wait to be asked? It seems like what we go through is pretty obvious. I mean, maybe we're not complaining, but we're actually living life out loud,
Black women don't speak out as much as they need to. Wow.
I date and love transgender women. Yeah. I said it. And I'm well aware of all the stigmas and stereotypes attached with it. I don't care, though. I don't care what the general population thinks of me. I don't care for the insults that will probably be thrown at me for making this video. I don't care if I lose relationships over this with friends or family. Well, I do care, but if you can't stand by my side because of who I choose to love, well, then you weren't really a friend or family.
Well, that would make you gay.
No, I don't really have a job. Ew, why? I'm disabled. How are you disabled? Well, I mean, there are a lot of ways. The first thing on top of my head is standing out here is my allergies, because pollen. Oh my god, allergies is not a disability. Sure, so I did this really quick thing you can do, which is search online, and I'm gonna go inside and blow my nose and take my allergy pill because I literally can't breathe right now, and I already woke up with a headache, and it's gonna turn into a full-blown migraine, which means I won't be able to function for the rest of the day if I don't take care of it right now. So you figured that out, and I'm gonna go actually take care of reality. Cool.
As she makes a video out in the open, she can't work any sort of job, but she's able to do this. Gotcha.
I don't know. Ronda Rousey could kick my ass. I will say that.
No, for sure. But
Okay.
I mean, but could she kick Conor McGregor's ass?
Well, now we're talking about the peaks, right?
But
The
she's
peaks
at the
of
peak, though.
cisgender.
No, because you're talking about the peaks of two different categories in the same sort of.
Right, because why? She's a cis woman.
She's a cis woman, and
Correct.
he's
A cis man.
But yes, and he
Correct.
could kick her tail, right?
Yes, I would agree.
Oh, okay, for sure, right?
Because cis men and cis women have different hormone levels.
No,
if
we-
you want to
we-
change the hormones, we can change the categorization.
but
you're saying that you want men and women, bar none, and you say that's the most fair category. Then we have to allow all women and all men.
Well, but again, those things don't. So I just want to be clear. So because I think I'm tracking your argument, is that in the University of Pennsylvania swim team, when Thomas swam against biological women, you're perfectly fine with that.
I think as long as we have the
Thank you,
categories that
Mason.
way.
Thanks.
Of course you believe that men should be able to compete against women. These people are stupid, and I don't have anything else to say against these people.
So I quit my job because I can't take care of my basic needs and work 40 hours a week at the same time. It's really hard to say this out loud and put it online, but I know that I'm not the only person going through this. I've almost been fired from every job that I've ever had, and it's not because I'm not smart. I actually tend to overperform in the beginning. It's just that after some time, I inevitably burn out once I wake up one day and realize that I haven't taken a shower in 3 weeks. It's really frustrating because I know that I'm an intelligent person and I've been able to accomplish a lot of really amazing things in my life, but I still can't manage to take care of myself. And it's not just a matter of not trying hard enough or not being disciplined. If I could take care of my basic needs and work full time, I would have fucking done that by now and then some. It's a form of self-sabotage to honestly be putting so much energy into these executive functioning skills at work and not have anything left to give myself. It's I would deadass wake up at 5 a.m., pace back and forth, start working at 7, finish work at 6, eat, sleep for dinner, and then crawl in bed at 8 o'clock. And it's a part of me does feel insane by quitting at the verge of a recession, but it's if I actually want to build a future for myself and get there in one piece, taking care of myself has to become my full-time job. I was not born to raise shareholder value. I'm actually meant to live a life, and I need to learn how to be a person in order to do that.
There's nothing I need to say to this video. Look at her. She has the bull nose ring piercing. She fits the description. And sorry to all my bull nose ring piercing people out there if you don't believe in the nonsense these people believe in, but they always have that indicator.